Okay, people of the UK, we're going to go over the core knowledge and we're going to set some homework. So the UK is an example of diversity, which means an example of great variety. And that's because historically lots of people have migrated to the UK for different reasons. Some people have been persecuted, some people are economic migrants who've moved to improve their standard of living. One recent example is the Mediterranean refugee crisis, with lots of people fleeing countries like Syria, but also more recently countries like Afghanistan for a safer home. There are pull and push factors that force people or cause people to move. Push factors, generally bad things like unemployment, disasters or war. Pull factors, generally good things like a better standard of living, free education and healthcare. If we look at Birmingham as an example of diversity, we can see there's some segregation. So Asian families generally moving towards the city centre where housing is cheaper because they're generally poorer migrants, whereas on the outside of the city you generally tend to find more of the white ethnic groups or population, because those are suburban areas with bigger houses and white population generally having a higher standard of living. Every 10 years, the UK carries out a census, which is a survey to find out information about the population to inform decisions made about the services the government provide. One of the big things that has come out between the 1841 and the 2011 census is the changing structure of employment. In 1841, almost the height of the Industrial Revolution, lots of people, a third of people working in manufacturing, whereas now the vast majority of people are working in the tertiary or service sector. A city that you'll study, Leicester, an example of land use. So you can see here lots of different examples of transport. So you've got train tracks, also major roads in terms of motorways and A roads, but also residential land use for housing, sports. So Leicester has over 40 different areas for sports activities. And we'll also look at rural areas as well. Two examples, the Shetland Islands or Outer Hebrides, where the population is declining, and also South Cambridgeshire, where the population is increasing. In the Shetland Islands, due to rural depopulation or people moving away from the area, that has led to a decline in local services such as healthcare and pubs. Whereas in South Cambridgeshire, they're experiencing population increase, so the population is going up. That's leading to an increase in things like housing prices, but also road traffic, air pollution and petrol prices. Finally, you're going to look at population pyramid, which we can use to find out or represent the population. So you have the male population on one side, the female population on the other side, going upwards in terms of age. The UK would probably be around this slow growth area. LICs generally have high birth rates and high death rates, so they have a very pyramidal shape, whereas a negative growth in a HIC would mean a very low birth rate, fairly high death rate, would mean that we have a more convex shape. The UK would fall probably at the end of this slow growth, so we'd probably be around zero growth because of the influx of migrants and all that diversity in the UK, people moving from Eastern Europe for work. We to have a few more younger people than we would expect. The last thing, here's your homework. So pick from one of the three tasks. You've either got a poem to write, you can research a UK city, or a little bit of work on population pyramids using this website. You need to submit that homework to your geography team's channel on the homework assignment by the deadline set by your teacher. Good luck.